Welcome back to the next episode of the Dad and Buried podcast. This week we're going to be talking about working parents, of which Pete and I, until recently, both were. If you've been paying any attention at all, you know that my career has imploded and my life is going down in flames. I've lost my job and I'm unemployed and depending on this podcast to keep me alive. So, Patreon, why don't you join our other 3 subscribers?
Well, that's why we
David
have
Tuttle,
exactly
Phil Mansfield,
our saviors.
both absentee dad tier patrons, and Barbara Geiger, the dad bod
tier
patron. We're going to be getting some merch out to you guys eventually.
Yes.
We have some big plans for some merch, some road sign stuff.
So if you would like
DILF mugs. I know, Pete, you said a couple weeks ago you were interested in one of my DILF mugs. I can get you one. I can set you up.
That would be great.
But you can't until someone needs to
want to actually
give it to you and indicate that you're a DILF. I can't be the person to do it because I frankly
really
I'm not there.
What if I give you money?
If you pay me to just bury my conscience and give you the DILF designation without really feeling it in my heart.
Dad, I'd like to pay for it. Yeah.
Dad, I'd like to pay for it. That's,
yeah.
That's not DILF. It's a DILP.
Exactly.
DILPfy. Anyway, that was good.
Yeah. No. Our thank you very much.
If
to
you
our
want,
supporters.
if you want some merch, feel free to let us know. Comment on YouTube or on Instagram when I share stuff.
Yeah.
You can comment on specific episodes on YouTube.
Yeah.
You can subscribe to the podcast anywhere, iTunes.
Yes.
Spotify, all the podcasting places.
Yes.
There's a way to get Alexa to play. I think we have to do some stuff behind the scenes.
We got to do some
hook that up so you can say, Alexa, play Dad and Buried, and then it'll fucking come on and blow your mind.
And then you'll be like, okay, turn it off.
My son tried to do it once
because
it didn't work yet. Thankfully, but he tried to. I heard him like sneakily in the other room saying, "Alexa, play the Dad and Buried podcast."
Really?
It's not on there yet. Thank God.
Oh my God, we shouldn't. That'd be bad.
Yeah, no, I shouldn't have had kids.
That's true.
And anybody who's a patron and wants to leave comments, we do a pretty good job of getting to most of the reading out the names of our supporters and our commenters.
Yeah,
you guys give us a lot of stuff to talk about. And this week, working parents, I got a lot of feedback from people. From both sides of the coin.
Working parents. Wow, there's a lot to cover here. So let's get into it.
Let's do it.
All right.
So before we get into the working parents topic, everybody, welcome back to the Dad and Buried show. Is it show?
Doesn't
podcast?
matter. Sure.
Both.
Yep. Everything.
So last night, I'm unemployed. So our budget for kind of going out on dates is not high, right? Which to my wife's chagrin.
Yeah.
Especially since we see each other all the time now.
Since it used to be unbelievably high.
Yeah, we used to fucking
Fabergé
bomb it out.
eggs,
Fabergé eggs, yeah. So anyway, we had a school fundraiser last night, so we were all excited to go. And my wife, when she has big plans, likes to allow the preparation for those plans cause her an unimaginable amount of stress and she's really tense. Yep. And we get in a lot of fights like right before we're going out somewhere.
Perfect.
Right? Because she likes to get prepped and to just worry about everything being perfect.
Yeah, there's nothing like going out on a date night arguing already.
Just from the get-go.
I should say, is there another way to go out on a date night?
My son asked me last night, he's like, well, said something about it, and I started to explain to him that when mommy has something exciting to do, she gets really stressed out about it. I don't know that she appreciated me saying that. Anyway, so we went out, or we were planning to go out, but for a couple of weeks we couldn't find a babysitter. So we finally found a babysitter, and it's this young teenage girl who comes over, and she literally walks into like it's like being in a sitcom and walking into a house where like the kids are animals. And it never happens, but they're shrieking at each other, like at the top of their lungs. They're throwing fits. My detective much just slams the door at one point. This is all like right after the babysitter walks in. She just walks into this maelstrom of this shit. And I'm in the other room, and I'm just like, oh my God, what is even happening? They were arguing over these toys called Magnetiles, which I think you may have even given us these for one of their birthdays. Mm-hmm. So my toddler recently discovered them, and we've had them for years, at least 5 years. My 8-year-old wants nothing to do with them until all of a sudden he sees my toddler has them.
And they become his again. Right?
Oh, yeah.
Oh, those are mine.
Those are mine. Yeah, I was playing with those. No, you weren't. You didn't give a shit about them until
2
you
years
saw
ago.
him.
Yeah.
And it's just like, they were literally like at each other's throats screaming. It was like World War III. This poor girl comes in who's like 15 dealing with this shit. I think I don't know how old 15. She was. Yeah, it's probably irresponsible to leave her in charge of my children, but things turned out okay.
At least you probably got a good hourly rate out of that then.
Yeah, well, that's the whole point, right? I will
give
pay
you a
as
whole
cheap as it gets.
$5,
I'm not really concerned. The kids are alive when I get home.
Yeah.
Money well spent.
Great.
Right? If they're not, I probably should have paid a little bit extra.
Should have had more kids.
You know, hindsight's 20/20.
Totally.
So that was my story about my kids screaming over a toy neither of them care about.
I love it.
Yeah. You can relate. Everybody can relate to this shit.
That's happened so much. It just Legos in my household. My older daughter, who's
couldn't give
11,
a shit about Legos.
Yeah, she's 11. Yeah. What does she care? My 8-year-old daughter starts playing with Legos. All of
a sudden, give me back my Legos.
That's my guy. That's me, that's my guy. And then you know, screaming and fighting.
He's gonna break it. That's what my kid yells. So this morning, I'm looking under the bed. I'm trying to find my flip flops because it's nice and warmish, springish today. So I'm wearing my rainbow sandals, which I'm a big fan of. Rainbows, the best sandals money can buy.
Yeah, especially if you wear it in the city.
Oh God, I'm not going to get into this. You weird prude.
Wear sandals in the city.
It's not the most disgusting thing you can do. I can name 1,000 more disgusting things.
Okay.
Licking the pavement. One.
Nope.
Yep.
Still sandals. Still sandals.
Anyway, I was looking for them under the bed, and I found like a foam thing from a Spider-Man toy that my 3-year-old has had the toy, but without any of the projectiles because we didn't know where any of them were. So I found the thing, and I'm like, oh, hey. I'm like, the hammer.
What is...
Here you go. And my 8-year-old sees it and immediately wants the fucking thing. Yeah. You haven't given a shit about that damn toy in 5 years, you son of a bitch.
Yes, and there it is. And then good thing is a projectile, because I'm sure that was put to really productive use.
Yes, obviously projectiles are always good to have in the hands of children. But see, this is the kind of stuff now that I'm unemployed and I'm home a lot. This is the kind of stuff that I deal with a lot more. My son gets home from school at 3:30. His brother wakes up around the same time from his afternoon nap, which those 2 or 3 hours of that nap, it's like heaven on earth.
Oh, wow.
It's amazing.
Oh, he's a napper.
Well, job hunting still, but I think that's going away soon. But I just job hunt during those 3 hours. Or maybe I watch, I've almost finished the Umbrella Academy. I have one episode left.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, a bit of a shocking event in the previous episode I did not anticipate. But we'll see how they get around that. Anyway, so seeing that kind of shit, being around, and my wife loves to rub it in my face, like, oh, I deal with this every day, blah, 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 blah. I'm like, well, I'm a working parent usually, and this is why I prefer it.
Yeah.
Right? Except it's also not why I prefer it. Let me tell you.
Okay.
I'm going to get into it.
Okay.
Right? So, and a lot of people agree with me because I posed this question on Instagram. Are you a working parent? What are the pros and cons? And the first pro I got, Sergeant Dye said, I love being able to get away for a while.
Yeah.
Right? And a lot of people refer to it as a break. And I've even written about this, like the escape. One dude said, Steve Rauch said, I get to leave if they're being jerks in the morning, which is a huge perk, right? Now that I'm home, I don't get to leave. When they're around, I'm in it all the time. But the flip side of that coin is all you get when you're a working parent is the shitty stuff, right? We've talked before about like the morning routine, trying to get the kids out to school on time sucks. You get home and it's like homework, dinner, get them to bed. Yeah. Like none of the fun shit. Yeah. So being at home gives me some of that fun stuff, but I don't have the break anymore. It's a weird balance, right? But I definitely prefer working. I don't know about you.
Yeah, no,
Have you ever been a stay-at-homer?
I'm interested. What is this fun stuff you're talking about?
Just, bonding moments.
Okay, yeah.
Every once in a while.
Huh. Okay,
Right,
cool.
You never had that?
No, I know.
You're being facetious.
I'm being facetious, but I am working, and it is often in my household referred to as a break.
Yeah. Well, see, this is the flip side,
which,
it's
not
a break, it's a job.
It's a job, and especially if it's like a psychological warfare that you wage every day in the office.
Sounds like a fun job. Where do you work? Thunderdome?
Yeah. No. Thunderdome 3.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Beyond Thunderdome.
Beyond Thunderdome.
It's Mad Max 3.
It's it's not exactly the easiest thing in the world to then, to go to work and then come home. And then, obviously, when you're home, you're immediately on.
Yes.
It's,
it's your turn to take over.
Yeah, exactly.
Because you haven't dealt with that all day, but you've been dealing with a boss and
lots of
underlings.
Other stuff and much different. I always say it, it's, my wife just is with the kids all day. And
we're not saying that that's not hard. Obviously, we were just saying it was hard.
No,
that's a job in and of itself. So even the title of this, working parents, we're all working parents,
Everyone's
guys.
Working parents.
Parenthood takes a lot of work. It's a challenge.
That's
whether you work at a job or whether you're a homemaker.
Man,
They still call them that? Homemakers?
We're covering our asses on this
Gee,
one.
we are. We got to
Big
make
time.
sure. I got a lot of friends in the community, in the stay-at-home community. I was a stay-at-home dad.
No,
I
know.
hated it.
I know.
I hated it.
I know.
So boring.
And I really do mean it. I mean, obviously, it takes so much effort. I do feel like being, and tell me if you agree with this, but
I will. I'll let you know.
staying home is much more physical, but versus
Afternoon delight.
No, physically draining versus mentally draining.
Oh, yeah.
Being at work,
Okay.
being at work and being mentally drained. I know that it sounds like, I don't know exactly one is better than the other, but or rather, they're both equally tough.
Yeah, life is a fucking hellhole.
Yeah,
no
I mean,
matter
when
which
you're
way you
running,
slice it.
my wife runs, it has minutes between pickups on one
Yeah,
side,
yeah,
and
yeah.
it's stressful, but then there's that's like the physical aspect of like physically trying to get someone to
Right,
one
where you're
place
getting mental stress
versus
at work.
how badly are you going to get fired, and when are you going to get
But-
fired, and how is it work?
Well,
and
yeah.
all that shit.
Welcome to my world. Oh, wait, I don't have a world because I'm unemployed.
Right.
You know
Well,
what I wouldn't give to be worried about getting fired, you insensitive prick.
trust me, Mike, you'll have your chance again.
Yeah, I know I will.
Yeah.
You have that sword of Damocles swinging over my head
Yeah,
again.
I know exactly. Remember the months leading up.
Yeah,
that
it was
the
nerve-wracking.
stress. Yeah, it's horrible.
So, but I do. So I'm at home and I get to see all the squabbles that my wife usually deals with on her own. And believe me, she doesn't want me home because I'm a fucking powder keg.
Right.
I'm yelling all the time, right, at the kids because they're so loud.
Yeah. Oh my God, the sound.
I don't want to be home, and I can't go to the bar because we can't afford it, and alcoholism.
I try and schedule meetings at 6:30 in the morning, and
Just to get
nobody's
the hell
with-
out.
Yeah. Sorry, I gotta go.
Sorry, I gotta go. Yeah,
Sorry,
it's
guys.
a good excuse. Somebody said that too. It's a good excuse. Like, oh, sorry, can't do that. I have work.
Yeah.
Sorry, honey, I have to go to work.
Yeah.
But I forgot what I was gonna say.
Yeah. Well, listen, you can use it.
It happens.
The other side is true too. When you have work things that you absolutely definitely don't want to go to.
Yeah,
oh,
you can
I'm
use kids. Well, it
sorry.
depends on where you
I've got
work.
my
But
kids.
yeah, I
thought
had a
you said
really
your kids were
supportive
away
boss.
with your mother. No.
No, man, my other kids.
No. This is a different.
My other kids are.
different
Yeah, you have to be
kids.
careful about if you tell your bosses too much because you want to be
Yeah.
able to lean on your kids to get the
Oh,
hell
it's
out
weird
of there.
because I saw on Instagram your kids were, up at the lake or something.
But look, a lot of people say this. Mary Babyon, I don't know how to pronounce
Okay.
that. Mary, forgive me. Says it feels like a vacation when she goes into the office, which is, the opposite of how you feel. For her, it's a vacation because
Yeah.
hell is a never-ending night terror.
Yes.
Right. For
Yeah.
you hate both home and work.
Yeah, it's
right?
good. I
so
double
you
down.
never have any escape.
I like to double down on both.
When Black Velvet Stitches makes a good point that she's a better parent when she works outside of the home. Which sure, my tank is I've got
Yeah.
more left in the tank
Yes.
when it comes to dealing with the kids because they haven't been grinding on my nerves all day long,
Exactly.
right? But now when I'm home all the time and they're arguing over magnetiles, it's a lot easier
Yeah.
to get full up on that bullshit.
Well, but are both your kids are in school, right?
Yeah, well, one's in daycare 3 times a week.
Oh, okay. So you're
and
still
the
you're
other
not
one is in
quite
school.
there.
No.
So all
he's not
three-
even in pre-K next year because of when he was born.
Oh shit, that's so
Yeah,
annoying.
it's so annoying. And daycare is expensive, man.
Yeah, it
That's
sucks.
another thing somebody mentioned about one of the cons of being a working parent is how expensive daycare is. Della MF, she said expensive ass daycare, which
Yeah.
is fucking true. And that's the challenge. So my wife and I, one of the things you have to weigh is, are you both going to work? For my wife to work,
Right.
we have to make sure she makes enough to cover the cost
Exactly.
of daycare and then some,
Yeah,
or else there's
and
no point.
sitters and I mean
Yes.
it's you have to make substantial amounts.
So Mambo 12311, I don't know why I didn't just say 12311. I have no idea. Says dealing with sick days are a pain, which is a huge pain, right? Like if you work or you both
yeah.
work and you have to like stay home to deal with the kids, it fucks up your whole
The
life.
change of the schedule is really tough.
it's
You have
really
to rearrange. Oh, that
and
is
and Mama Barry has to go to a fair amount of doctor's appointments, so a lot of times I'll stay home and work from home,
Right.
Which is an absolute nightmare. Working
Well,
from home has got to be the worst combination of everything for
I
me.
don't think anybody who has children should ever work from home.
Super Tressa says she just started a business from home, so it's the best of both worlds. I don't know if she was being sarcastic, meaning that she gets the bullshit of both worlds,
Yeah.
or if she was being sincere. Because when I work from home,
I
can't
can't
get
stand
anything
it.
done. The kids are all over the place.
The doors constantly opening.
Yeah, it's like
crying. My Lego,
my Lego. Yeah,
my
exactly.
Lego.
Yeah,
This is
fights
my
like that.
Lego.
Although I have heard, I have a friend who says that they prefer to work from home because otherwise they're pulled into so many meetings they can't actually get any work done.
I used to like to work from home. I used to
And then you
find
had
it
kids.
productive, and then there are the kids, and then it was nope.
I
this
can't
is
get settled
where
in at home. Like I don't mind like once a week or whatever, sure, and that means I can like stay in my PJs for a long time. Not unemployed, I stay in my PJs for fucking hours and hours.
Yep.
Which is they say you shouldn't do.
Fuck them.
You know, but complacency, entropy.
Yeah, there you go.
Right.
Atrophy.
That's not nice. But then see, so Funky Fee says the same thing that I said, where the time when you do work and you get home, even though you may get a break outside of the office and you get home, it's not quality time, right? You're dealing with getting the kids to brush their teeth and get to bed, and you're just sick of it.
That's my scene.
In the morning, trying to get the kid out to not miss the school bus is an absolute nightmare every day.
Yeah, that's definitely my scene. I do mornings, get them off to like
you
lunch is packed.
You give your son his 3 breakfasts.
They give him 3 breakfasts.
He's like Paul Bunyan, this kid.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Sam from Lord of the Rings.
His second breakfast.
Second breakfast. And then get him off to school, and then or get him packed and ready for school. My wife takes him actually to school, and then then when I come home,
yes, baths, homework,
dinner.
Are you the homework person?
Definitely, 100%.
You good at it? The math, Common Core.
I'm
another episode.
I'm okay with it. It depends on who I'm working with.
You're good with like your 5-year-old's homework, not so much with the 11-year-olds.
I'm really good at like capital J's.
Yeah.
Just not so good at
anything else.
Equations. Yeah. Or math.
But that's the thing, like helping them with homework very often devolves into like a battle of wills, where you're trying to get the kid to do something they don't want to do.
Well, we covered that on bedtime, right? Where it's like
everything.
Just you're so tired.
Yes, and you see the light at the end of the tunnel, and you just can't get there.
And the kids just don't want to go, and ultimately it's about 9:00 when time is starting to free up. At least in my household, where I'm able to like start having dinner.
Relax.
And stuff. Yeah,
you have dinner at 9?
Yeah.
What do you have? What'd you have on Wednesday?
It all kind of. I think I made a I don't know, some sort of steak.
So it's funny, Jesus Christ, some sort of steak.
Yeah,
steak. Just tossing that off. The true 1%er you are.
Yeah.
So it's funny you said that it all kind of blends together. Platinum with 2 T's said that they love their stay-at-home dad. Or mom, I didn't look at the photo. I'm sorry, Platinum. I don't remember. Says they love the time with the kids, but they hate the Groundhog Day effect, where kind of every day is the same, right? Which can happen at work too, but not as much.
Yeah.
Just the routine, the deadening routine of keeping your children alive and occupied. It's one of the things I fucking hated about being a stay-at-home dad. I'm not good at the planning. I get up, I stay in my PJs. Right. The kid gets Thomas or whatever he was watching back then, because he was like 2.5 or 2 to like 3.5 when I did it. My wife will like plan activities, and so will your wife. I've seen her Instagram. Plan activities, museums, crafts, all this shit.
But I do that too.
Playground. Well, I don't do that. I'm terrible at it.
Well, I hate it. My kids won't be
Logistics.
alive. Will just not be alive if we're not out of the house by 10 o'clock.
Yeah, right.
It's just
my wife says the same thing.
I'll have a full-on meltdown with like, and I'm gonna take people out.
And they're like, and they get cooped up and stir crazy, right?
So I'm always, by 9 o'clock I've got snacks packed and I'm out the door. We're going to the playground. We're going to a museum. We're gonna go somewhere. Yeah.
I hate that shit.
Well, you
can't be lazy. That's what I hate about one of the things I hate about parenting. You can't be fucking lazy.
Yeah.
Because it's bad for your dumb kids.
Well, it's just,
you know what? I want to lie on the couch and do nothing
in general
and watch Infinity War.
Yeah, but I mean,
liked Infinity War.
It's just not going to happen. And the problem is the more you want to just relax, the less that's going to happen.
They're like dogs who smell fear.
Yeah,
they
exactly.
Just know. All right, let's go annoy the shit out of
I go the other way. I'm like, let's fucking do this. We're going to go to the museum, then we're going to go over here, then we're going to do this.
Try to tire them out, but that doesn't work.
It does eventually.
Nope.
And then I start bedtime at like 3:30. Like just like start getting the bath. Like we just do bath first for like an hour and a half.
At 3:30.
Yeah, me too. But I do we'll do bath time for like an hour. Get into dinner at 5.
So now that the weather's getting nicer, like the pressure my wife gives me on like we gotta get. My wife always thinks every sunny day is the last sunny day there will ever be. It's nice out. We have to go do shit. I'm like, it's fucking May. There's gonna be like 65 more of these days. Let's everybody chill. All right.
Yeah,
I think
it's a real pleasure.
So, but a lot of people agree with me. You only get the dregs. Somebody said they prefer being home because life flows easier.
Yeah,
that's that's Key's mom.
That's weird.
Who's mom? Key's mom.
I don't understand.
I don't know what she means. I think she's just maybe just more comfortable at home. I don't know.
Well,
less stress for her. Good for her.
Well, how about since you had a wife who was at home, and I have a wife.
My previous wife, yeah.
Yes, of course. Your current wife. Your wife number one for you.
My current wife.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, that bodes well for her. That's my current wife.
That's how I introduce my wife to everybody.
She's temporary.
Before I then sleep on the couch for the next 4 months. And then, so there's definitely a vibe of, okay, enjoy your day.
Oh, from the wife?
I wish I was.
Yeah.
I wish
The
I could
grass
just
is
sit in
always
front of a
greener.
computer. Is how it's
Oh, yeah,
often
yeah.
described.
If only. If
How I
only I
just
had
sit.
that luxury.
You imagine just like sitting in front of it, like just arms,
Sitting there.
just sitting
You're
there,
taking it
staring.
completely literally.
Yeah.
She would prefer that than to
Well, that's
parenting her children.
I believe that's actually what.
But
she
it's
thinks
just
I
it
do.
just gets deadening no matter what you're doing, and having the break is nice. Dragon Mother says there are 0 perks being a working parent. The stress level is constantly 100, which is what you were saying. You're
Yeah.
stressed at work, you get home,
Yeah.
you're stressed about the kids, you're stressed about your wife
Yes.
because she thinks that you've been fucking gallivanting around at work.
Yeah. Oh, she calls it work drinks. Anytime I have an event or I
Yeah,
have
yeah.
to go or a meeting,
It's
or
an
something,
obligation
that's
for
in-
you. You don't love it.
I have in some most of the times it's that's not true.
By
I-
your
I'll-
third beer, you're
I'm-
in.
yeah.
You're totally sold.
Well, most of the time it's if anyone mentions the word going to drinks after work, I'm
You're
already
in?
there. It
Yeah.
doesn't matter who it's with. Only because
Except during your break. You
Oh.
haven't started drinking again yet, have you?
no, not yet, but I will soon.
You look great.
Oh, thanks. Thank you very much. Well,
being sarcastic.
okay.
There's no visible difference. Whatever you're trying to accomplish has not worked.
It's failed. But no, I will the just trying to get out, trying to like avoid the bedtime situation is
Yeah, so we've talked about this before where like if you are going out after work, if you're not going to be home to help with bedtime,
Yeah.
then stay out longer because
Yes.
your wife wants the benefit
That's-
of the kids being down and her having a couple
that's
hours
the
to
latest
herself.
thing.
Because that's what a lot of people
I've been told, don't come home before 9.
So
If you're gonna go out, don't you bring your ass home and like right when I put everyone to
Yeah,
bed,
no.
and I'm about to like.
and then there's like
settle
weird
in.
conflict where like she just put on a movie she wants to
Yeah,
watch that
yeah,
you don't
yeah.
want to watch, and it's like just she want you around in the room.
Yeah.
You got to go somewhere else and do some shit.
Yeah.
So Hejia, no idea if that's correct pronunciation, says she likes being her own boss as like a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah.
But she wants a fucking hot meal alone. Right, like her kids
Right.
are always around.
Right.
And somebody said the same thing. K Walker 90 said the pro is that when you work from or when you're a stay-at-home mom, you're always with them. The con is that you're always
Right.
with them.
Right.
Right, your kids are always there,
Yeah.
which is again, you're a little bit isolated. You're at home. Maybe you're running errands, but
Yeah.
you're not like interacting with adults as much, which is
Right.
why play dates
Yes.
and wine dates and
Yep,
book club
yep, yep.
and stuff that start to come in.
It's
But
important.
I mean, the people that I interacted with when I had jobs were not necessarily friends.
No.
You know, sure,
But-
I get to interact with adults, but they're not like adults I necessarily always want to interact with.
Yeah, one thing that I haven't seen.
I don't want to interact with anyone,
I
adults or child or otherwise.
Yeah, I'm sure the feeling is mutual. So the one thing I haven't seen here is working moms, coming back after having a kid, getting back into the work life
Yeah.
is, and I can only speak from
Your lack of experience.
my lack of experience, but just seeing it, it's really stressful. And it's
Well, moms are expected to
I
to
think,
work like they don't have kids and have kids like they don't work.
Yeah,
I think I saw something like that.
It's a
On a
really.
mug
I think that's
or a pillow,
really the
throw
toughest
pillow.
situation. Oh my God, you're still talking.
I am still talking. But you've never been a stay-at-home who's had to re-enter the workforce and have to deal with all that.
No, I know.
The upheaval
What
of
all
your
I'm saying,
schedules and stuff.
I'm acknowledging it as something because I think that's a real. It's really shitty. It's a stressful spot to be in because you're feeling, well, not from what I understand, you're filled with hormones still. You're still going through
Right.
the like.
And we got a breast pump at
you
work
got the
and
breast
stuff,
pump.
which is
You're
an
trying to
issue
do all
in this
that,
day and age.
and then you're feeling
Somehow.
stressed about not being with the kid.
Yeah,
and-
well, so okay,
but
so
you might feel okay, good about that you're back in your career and you're
Our
starting
dad-
out, but there's always trade-offs.
C.W. Bullard, who I think is a guy, said they're both working. The money is good, but there's absence guilt, which I suppose
Yeah,
for a
yeah.
mom who was on maternity leave and like
Yes.
breastfeeding and doing all the bonding shit,
Yeah.
that must be tough. And that's not to say that there aren't dads out there who are stay-at-home dads
Yeah.
and they're doing some breastfeeding, like to no avail, but maybe it's a little fun.
But they're into it, you know what I mean?
Yeah, right.
And that's how
Don't
they got
knock
into
them.
it.
Whatever
Yeah.
floats your boat.
Yeah.
But people do say, like Jenny Ginger says, she's feeling isolated, sucks. And this is one of the reasons there's so many mom bloggers, right? And like moms on Instagram, because a lot of them are at home and they start to form communities online, and they start reading my blog and hopefully subscribing to my podcast and giving me money on Patreon.
Right.
That's what they do, right? To have connection
Yeah.
that they don't necessarily have with other adults, right?
That's
They
right.
go on my Instagram and they share all my shit.
I don't.
It's a
I don't
great
know.
solution, right? It
Interesting.
will help you feel more connected to the mom and dad blog community.
It's the final solution.
Wow. Wow. It is not the final solution,
is-
folks. Final solution is paying us to keep Pete's mouth shut.
Yeah. There we go.
God damn it.
Yeah.
You really brought us down. It is a real fucking deep
Well,
dive. Did not think we were going to. Next week, the Holocaust.
yeah. Well, I mean, come on. We got to keep it alive. Let's keep.
If
them-
we're going to do
if
something
we
like
gotta,
that,
we
we
got to
should
remember.
We should talk
Never
about
forget.
something like
Never
Abducted in
forget.
Plain Sight and those other movies.
Yeah.
Those true crime things. They're
Yeah.
very entertaining.
They are entertaining. I mean, they're also incredibly horrific.
Yes.
I think we just know more now with all this. Like,
Well, of course we do.
you know
It's
what I
not
mean?
like crime is necessarily going up. We just hear about
we
every
just
single
know-
fucking
Yeah,
incident.
exactly.
Yeah.
Every single little crime.
They say that our brains aren't wired to take in so much information from so many different sources at once.
Yeah.
But, who knows? I don't know how my brain's wired. I'm not a scientist.
Well, I'll just also add that being a working dad definitely has impacted the workplace. So being a dad, is a
Does
coach
things.
that has to go
Yeah,
home,
yeah,
that
yeah.
has to kind of take time out, has
Who
definitely
babysits his kids?
impacted.
You babysit your kids?
I don't babysit. I parent my kids.
Fucking A right, man. You passed the test. Dads
I know
don't
that.
babysit.
They parent.
Nate knows. Nate knows what's up.
Yeah.
I babysit.
That's right. He
Nate actually
babysits.
does babysit.
He's a fucking Mr. Mom type, but he doesn't have kids, so that's not offensive.
Yeah.
Right?
But I think just to finish out, like I do think that there is impact to working dads.
You mean like benefits? Like
No, impact. So meaning, not nowhere near the impact of
keep saying impact. Say it again.
impact
Fucking dare you.
Okay. Of, a mom going back to work, but dads that are really involved and want to be involved.
Yeah.
There's impact there.
They
and I
want it
think
all
it's-
too. We want it all too, dads.
Yeah. But
We want to bring home the bacon, and we want to have bonding time with our babies.
it's not easy.
Right?
None of it's easy.
You know what? None of this parenting stuff is easy.
No.
Working's not easy in this day and age.
No. Unless
you
you're a blogger.
In the Me Too world.
Unless you're like just an Instagram person who just posts memes all day.
You mocking me?
No, I'm saying that's
I
not
wish that was
easy.
my fucking. I wish I got paid for that
I
shit.
know.
Right?
I know that's the goal, right?
It is the goal
Yeah.
to make enough money off of talking to you that I don't have to talk to anyone else except my wife and children. Unfortunately.
Cool. Well, I think we got it. Do we have anything else?
Probably.
Oh, look at this.
What?
Staticia Farbs.
Stasia.
Stasia Farbs.
Oh, right. Yeah.
So, stay-at-home mom, the lack of appreciation you get.
Yeah, you never get a raise
Yeah.
from your kids for being a stay-at-home parent.
This is a central theme.
So you got to bring
in my
home
household.
flowers every once in a while, Pete.
Yeah, no, 100. Well, also just the kids. The kids don't know how hard you work.
No,
I mean, I
but the
think-
kids never will. They don't know what you do either.
In general, yeah. I know. I keep telling them. I keep showing them my Excel docs that I put together today. And they
Yeah.
just don't
Don't
get
you
it.
understand
This is
what I do?
compounded over time, and it's growing.
Have you done take your kids to work day? Have you
I
brought your children
yes, at a couple of my
Does it make you nervous?
companies that I've worked for.
Like when they're younger, right? So like bring your kid in like, oh, is this kid going to fucking throw some kind of fit in front of my boss or, like the 4-year-old?
I don't know if I've been nervous in that way. It's been more like I don't know if I. Yeah, just this
I'm
workplace
sorry, your
isn't
kids
great.
are so fucking so well behaved.
No,
that
it's
you-
just not. I'm not. This is not the work. Like I don't want them to. My
Spit it out.
The job I'm at now isn't a good place for kids.
Well, no
there's-
jobs are. How about that?
it's a bunch of
But they
20 it's a bunch
organize
of 20-year-olds
activities. They all
running
go
around.
in a room and draw or like watch Frozen.
No, that's the thing. They don't organize any activities.
well,
and
it
they just,
depends on
like,
where you work. Yeah,
exactly.
But I don't
So-
like bringing my kids to work. I don't need those two worlds.
Have you ever done it?
collide. Once.
And you just hated it.
Well, we were away for a lot of times. I don't know. It like for some reason our company used to do it at a different time than everyone else.
Oh, weird. Like there's national keep bringing.
Yes,
kid
I
to work
know.
day.
So they wouldn't do it then. They would do it at a different time.
That's so annoying.
But often we would be away, so it wouldn't happen. And then I did it once, and it was fine. But like, it's kind of cute. But
Yeah,
then my
it-
kid's like getting bored, right? But you get to leave early because it ends early.
Yeah.
You can just go home and come back. But
Yeah.
for me, it was like once I get on that subway,
Yeah.
you're
No,
not
there's
seeing
no
me
coming back.
until the fucking next sunrise.
It all depends on if the company's organized it well or not.
But you can't take your kid to work day if you're a stay-at-home mom.
Yeah. Well, every day is that.
Exactly.
That's a nightmare.
They're your boss
Ugh.
all day fucking long. And guess what?
That's why they invented
You're
alcohol.
not getting a promotion from
and
those
the,
motherfuckers.
and the Sandman.
And the Sandman. That was a different podcast.
That was a
Der
different one.
Sandman.
Yeah. All right. Okay, so that's.
I think we crushed
what
it.
do
If
you
there's
think?
anything we missed, you can comment on the
let us
episode
know.
itself on YouTube.
Let us know.
And you can listen to it on iTunes and Spotify and Stitcher and everywhere else you get your podcasts. You can subscribe on Patreon and Anchor and give us some funds to help us get better at this.
Yeah.
God knows one of us, at least one of us needs it. Probably just one of us. I'm talking about you. You suck at this.
Good times.
And we'll be back. I think we're going to be on, we're going to have some spring break stories, I think, to share.
Yeah.
Eventually.
That's coming up.
Yeah.
That'll be fun.
Can't wait.
All right, everybody.
See you next time.